friends, this is Caroline of Caroline's Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so glad to have you here on my channel. Today's video is a plan with me for this past week using a kit that I've had in my collection for a long time called Hufflepuff by Glam. It is in a very old format, one that I'm not accustomed to using, so this spread was a bit of a challenge in a good way, but just reminded me of how far we've come in the planner community and how far brands and sticker shops like Glam Planner have come and how much they've done to really focus on the user and work hard to improve and just the amount of changes that they go through. It's impressive. This kit is called Hufflepuff. It is, a little bit of Harry Potter theme there, in case anyone is wondering. I am a Hufflepuff. If you yourself are a Hufflepuff, sound off in the comments. Yay. I am setting up my sidebar with the Hufflepuff crest full box on the top, my this week 3R checklist, my 2 habit trackers, my weekly gratitude full box, and my rounded half box for my favorite moment of the week, as well as my next week 3 heart checklist on the bottom. And then to fill in that space, at the bottom I just used a small strip of washi and one of the pieces of deco from the kit. The older format here does have mainly the larger pieces of deco, which I will be sprinkling across the bottom washi. With this kit, I did get a chance to use the today and to do headers, which is new for me, but it was a fun new challenge. And I am using my standard sticky note system for reminding myself where to put things. This format of kit does come with a full set of dates, date numbers, which is appreciated. So I did use the date numbers from the kit for this spread, and I'm just using my Bic whiteout to get rid of the darker lines of the names of the dates and covering it up with the date covers and date dots that came with the kit. And now we're starting out with, I did pull in bougie boxes. These are bougie tapes, full confetti gold bougie tapes, by Sticky Essentials. I've talked about those before. I find them a little hard to use, just because the perforation isn't the most reliable, so I do have to use scissors to cut them apart, and it is a little tedious, but it's fine. If I have time, it's not a big deal. And then I'm just putting the full boxes around the spread. I did go in beforehand and decide where I wanted to put all of my full boxes and indicate that with my stickies, as I usually do. And then for my second row of headers, I pulled in the to-do headers, as I mentioned earlier. And then at the end of the base, I will go in and cover my headers with gold header overlays from 2 different, in 2 different shades of gold, both regular gold and golden hour, the binder bundle from Glam Planner as well. excuse me, frog in my throat this morning. This week was a good one. I did use this kit as kind of a school theme, back to school, Harry Potter, Hogwarts theme. It was one of our back to school weeks. And I'm just pulling in the gold, yellow set of headers for this bottom row. It was one of our professional development weeks. It was one of our professional development weeks that did come with a lot of personal and professional challenges. Being one of our first weeks back, it was exciting because we had some professional development that really seemed to lend itself to the way that our program itself is structured. For those of you who don't know, I do teach preschool through the county, so it is a government-funded, need-based preschool program that's sort of been inserted into the public school system, and they haven't always aligned, not necessarily in a bad way, but they haven't always necessarily aligned with us in terms of our emphasis on relationship building and all that. But that's totally changing now in response to everything going virtual. And and here I'm just adding in an extra tiny strip of washi just because the bottom washi didn't quite span the width of the new planner sizing. But now things are definitely being emphasized in terms of relationship building and sort of using that as a foundation. And that's the finished base, and then I'm just going in and adding in foil overlays. So relationships and community building and all that is really being seen as the forefront and the foundation of virtual learning for my district, which is great. So we sort of have a leg up on that, which is awesome, and we're glad to see that that's being made a priority. In case you're curious, the some of these full box overlays are from the Shop Jessica Hart's fall collection. Again, everything used will be linked below. And so we were just happy to see that, and we did get our class list, which was exciting. They were available on Thursday morning, so I did go ahead and start calling our families, some of our families, and my assistant helped me out with that, and we were able to schedule virtual visits, just virtual, just sort of get to know you visits to meet the kids and meet the families and have them virtually sign some forms and things like that. So that was definitely successful. It was a bit stressful because we're still trying to figure out the best format and procedure to use to contact families over the phone. So that's been a bit of a struggle, but we're learning new things every day and working as a team and working with our administration and things on that, and that's improving every day. So that was kind of the professional side of things. And there's the base all finished up. I think, with the exception of some deco, which you'll see here in a minute. All of the deco pieces are very large, which is fine. It was just kind of surprising. I think, again, it's just a function of the older format. Sorry, my voice is having a hard time waking up this morning. On a personal note, this week definitely had some challenges. I think things are gonna get real here in a second. If you feel compelled to comment, just please be kind in the comments. I know a lot of people will be in a similar boat to me, and I would love to have, constructive, supportive conversations about all this. Just be mindful of that. This week, on, what day was it? I'll find out in a minute when I do the day by day. Oh, it was Wednesday. Wednesday, I did have a COVID test prior to another medical appointment that I had later in the week. Sound off in the comments, first of all, if anyone watching has had to have a COVID test done before, and we can discuss how uncomfortable and weird that is. It's not painful, it's just very, very strange. But the whole thing was, stressful and anxiety inducing and all that. More so leading up to it. The actual COVID test itself wasn't that bad. It was like less than a minute. But just the anticipation leading up to it was always stressful, and the anticipation of things is always worse than the actual thing itself. So yeah. Sound off in the comments if anyone has had that done and wants to talk about it. I won't go too much into detail because I don't want to freak anybody out, but and it really wasn't that bad. It was just strange. But I had the COVID test done for another procedure that I had on Friday. I don't even know if I would call it a procedure. It's a test, but on Friday morning, my husband and I got up early and drove to my doctor's office for me to have an HSG test. Sound off in the comments again if anyone wants to share stories. I'm more than willing to have polite and respectful and caring conversations about all of this, but I am at the very beginning of my fertility journey, I guess you could call it. My husband and I have been trying for our first baby for just over a year now, so my doctor recommended that we start the testing process. And so the first step for that for me was to have the HSG test done. If anyone has had that test done, sound off in the comments. We can talk about how very uncomfortable it is. And it was I'm glad to have had it done. It gave us some good information, and everything looked fine on my end. As far as the results of the test go, everything looked fine, which was great. It just means that we get to pursue other avenues as far as testing and things go, but at least that part of things is ruled out, which was wonderful and very reassuring. However, the test itself was very uncomfortable, and obviously with COVID and everything, my husband wasn't able to come with me, which was sad and slightly stressful, but he did. He was very sweet, and he did come and wait for me in the car. He drove all the way with me and then just sat in the car and waited. And they had called me the day before and told me that there was going to be a male doctor performing the actual test, so because of that I would have a female sort of chaperone person there, just for peace of mind, I guess. It doesn't necessarily bother me that a male doctor was doing the procedure, but it turned out to be a blessing, because the female chaperone was just wonderful. She was such a wonderful support person. She was, not only there for, the reason that chaperones are in the room, which didn't bother me anyway, but she was just really supportive and just reminding me to breathe, and kind of gently touching my shoulder and just being really supportive, and I just really, really appreciate that. I think I might even call the radiology department back and ask who that was, so I can send her a note, because I don't even remember her name because I was stressed at the time, and I just don't even remember her name, and I want to get her name so I can, I don't know, send her a note or something, because she was very, very kind and very supportive, and I didn't freak out or anything, but she was just, very supportive, reminding me to breathe, because I was just kind of stressed. And if you've had the HSG test done, it's slightly painful, but just really, really, really uncomfortable, and just a lot of pressure in places you've never felt pressure before. So, wow, things are getting really candid all of a sudden, but, oh, and, in case, you're confused, I actually messed up on these 2 days. I accidentally, when I was filming, I accidentally switched Thursday and Friday, so that's why you see Thursday being done before Friday, and I just picked up everything off of Thursday and moved it to Friday, because I originally stuck everything down in the order that was meant for Friday on Thursday. So that's why it seems like I was pointing backwards, but I wasn't. Oh, that's what you're seeing here in a second. I put down everything for Friday that was intended for Friday on Thursday, and then moved it over to Friday. Here's my doctor's appointment that I'm marking. Isn't that cute? That little Kiss Muff and Glam planner giving a urine sample. I just thought that was the funniest, cutest little thing. And I did have to give a urine sample this day. Prior to the HSG test, they make you do a urine pregnancy test, just to, make sure you're not pregnant before they do the test. So, that's why it's confusing. Everything that's going down right now that you're seeing was actually intended to go on Friday, so I'm going to switch everything out in a second. So if you're confused, that's why. Oh, yeah. So that happened Friday morning. Again, anybody who is on a fertility journey of any kind, I know that there are a lot of families moms, dads, moms to be, dads to be, parents to be, grandparents to be, moms, dads, grandparents who have been on their own fertility journey. I support you, and I am more than willing to discuss and offer supportive words in the comments. Yeah, just know that you're not alone. I know a lot of people post about their fertility journey and things on YouTube, but just know that you're not the only one. And I feel sort of silly saying this because I am at the very beginning of my fertility journey, so but nevertheless, it is part of our lives. Mine and my husband's. It is part of our reality right now, a big part of our reality right now. So I want you to know that if you are struggling with any of this, that you are not the only one, and I am more than willing to lend a supportive ear, and I would appreciate any only positive comments if you feel so compelled. After we got home from the test, I had a really nice meeting with my team for work, and then the weekend has just been really chill, mostly ordering groceries, chilling. Today we're gonna have our normal FaceTime lunch with my mom, and my husband and I have just spent some time just being together. And yeah, we're gonna do some meal prepping today, and probably just spend some time together, and that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Here's our final wiggle. Peace, love, and happy planning, everyone. Bye bye.